200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. You shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
There's no weight limit. We do not have a scale at the front door. What? What? 200 pounds?
Hey, everybody. How are you today? Hi, Liz.
Hi, Lee. I'm excited to be here.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
Me too. I feel like I have a hair somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
Can you see one anywhere?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
There
you
it
look
is.
nice. You look good.
You
look good.
too.
Well, I was questioning this. I've
Yeah.
worn this before. This is my status quo. It's not good.
But status quo is for losers. It's time to always make the change.
Yes.
I don't know why this reminds me of Jane Fonda. Why does this remind me of Jane? Just because
she's
that's her
smart.
vibe too.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is her. This is lingua franca. Remember?
Of course I do. Of
yes.
course I do. Great brand out of New York who embroiders shirts and
We have a whole bunch of them.
they speak our language.
Yes.
But I would like to fill everybody in that we are so old and our trainers are now so young.
that's true.
That yesterday I was doing a training session with them and there's a section that we call bands and gams. It's like gams or legs. It's old school. We basically are lying on the floor with a resistance band doing leg lifts with lots of, modern
Yes.
touches. However, I said, like Jane Fonda leg lifts, and they all were just stone cold.
They're like, what? Who?
And I said, do you know who Jane Fonda is? They all went,
No. But you know what?
one said Grace and Frankie, or Frankie and Grace. And I
Right.
said, okay, good, check, you got it.
But you made them go home. Their homework was to Google Jane Fonda
Yes.
workout. I mean,
Learn all about
God,
her.
we are. Well, I knew I was already old, but I kind of love the fact that we've got the trainers that are coming in that are 20 and younger, and they don't even know who she is. So,
No.
yeah,
But we have to teach some people some things, I think.
yeah, I think we do too. I think we
do
really
too.
need to get in the nitty gritty of this whole Pilates thing today.
Right. So lately, all I hear is Pilates girlies, Pilates
Oh, my
girlies.
God.
Now let's talk about our workout real quick, just to
Yes.
be super duper
Yes.
clear. We are in a studio. You can see it is floor, mirrors, bars. We have equipment, weights. We are not on reformers. Reformers are great. That's where you started your training.
I used to train on reformers, and the reason I pulled off of the reformers, they're all great, but I wanted to do strength training with Pilates. By the way, Pilates is not strength training. Okay, keep going.
Keep going. So that's clear about what we're doing here. I would like to say that we are, I hope everybody knows, very open to all people, all men, women, all body shapes, all sizes. I know that this is a challenging, expensive workout where there are plenty of great looking people and fantastic bodies because they're working out and taking care of themselves, and that's great. Yeah. However, when you come in here, you're always welcome. We're always going to be smiling at you, and we care deeply about you. But
Even though the word on the street still to this day is all the girls that go to Hilliard Studio Method are just ripped and trim and all that, come in here and see for yourself where every size, every way, shape, and form. I mean, we are in all kinds of shape.
all kinds of shape.
And so
Yeah.
basically, we're setting it up because we have been exposed to some information that I had not known about until
not either.
today.
Right?
So this is fresh. You're seeing fresh information to both of us, right?
Well, we've heard that Pilates is getting a bit of a, it's so exclusive rap. And so I want to hear what people are talking about. So our producer, Kristen, everybody knows Kristen, does all the good research for us. And she has sent us some TikTok videos. And they're on my phone in a text. And we're going to watch them. And we have not seen these yet.
No, we haven't.
But we know that there's that discourse about whatever's going on with the mean Pilates or mean girlies or Pilates
I've never
girlies.
heard of
I
mean
don't know.
Pilates until today.
Right.
Mean girl. No, it's called mean girl. It's hashtag mean girl Pilates
Okay.
on TikTok.
Okay.
That is, I've never taught that. I've never done
taught
that.
I've never taught that. I've never taken that.
I don't even know what this is. I'm going to find out right now.
Right. So we are enlightening ourselves in real time about a
I thought I knew
TikTok
everything about Pilates. Damn.
or a life trend.
Stuff I'm going to find out right now.
And we're going to react in real time.
Yeah, let's see it.
I feel like Pilates is like sometimes a mean girls club. I've been doing Pilates for 3 years and my experience has changed. All the different studios that I've been in, I have definitely noticed a mean girl energy. First started Pilates, I started in a very small studio that I had about 3 to 4 sessions with a trainer. Those first few sessions, I feel like she really laid the groundwork and helped me understand the good things about the Pilates. Really focus on things like my spine, alignment, good posture, just really important things. When I started taking classes, it was so much fun because my classes were filled with these 70-year-old plus women that were just killing it at Pilates.
Now we're talking my language.
Okay, so she hit on number one. She was with a personal trainer, which is smart.
Yes.
And she got spine, core,
Got the good.
goodness.
There's your good stuff. That's what you're going to learn.
So then she was going into class and she saw 70-year-old women.
Yeah.
So we're good. So
yeah.
that's not
I got excited
exclusive
about that.
yet.
I'm like, okay, we're not in. I don't see Mean Girls yet.
But there's an energy she's going to get there.
There is an energy, boy. She is putting on some makeup. Y'all are seeing this in real time too. So let's just look at it.
Okay, play.
Oh, look at it together.
Pilates. Also reminded me that if I can keep doing this, then at her age, I can definitely keep
That's a
doing
lot
it.
of
And I
makeup.
love that studio so much because there was definitely no mean girl energy at all. It was always just women encouraging each other and working out and feeling good and strong after. When I moved, I had to find a new Pilates studio and the vibes were just completely different from my first Pilates studio. I felt like it was less about trying to work out and it felt more about being the best at Pilates in the room. Let's see, Pilates is a competitive sport, so this definitely felt weird to me. In this studio, it was almost like it was embarrassing if I didn't
Okay.
ask
Whoa,
for
whoa,
help.
whoa, 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 whoa. Competitive sport?
Okay. Wow, that sucks that she experienced that.
That does. And where is that? Is that?
We don't
that
know.
in Charlotte? I mean,
No, this is just a TikTok. We
I
don't
know, but do we have that in Charlotte? Do
What?
we know of a studio that's a Pilates studio that is a competitive sport that people are being mean like this?
I don't know, but I'm sure people have thought that about us.
Us?
Yeah.
They would never think that. If you've ever been in this room, you know that is not true about Hilliard Studio Method. First of all, we're not straight up Pilates. We're Pilates and strength training. But second of all, everybody that walks in the room, we are very welcoming. And, if I would fire a trainer so fast, her head would spin if I saw her even condescending to anyone in any way.
Right.
Anyway.
But I feel-
Looks, speaking, whatever.
Sure, but I think what this woman is saying is the other people in the room had a competitive edge, and yes, it sounded like the competitive edge was being encouraged by the trainer, I guess.
Okay, but can I just say something about Hilliard? We don't.
Please.
You know what? We keep you so humble in here. If you got the balls to stand up and make fun of somebody beside you on their 40,000th push up, be my guest. We hadn't seen that happen yet.
No, and right, I don't want to get defensive because none of these people are talking about this. I presume. I mean, if Kristen sent this to us as like a surprise,
I know we haven't gotten
that would
through
suck.
them.
No, but I think that's interesting. I want to put a pin in the competitive energy. Okay, back to it. Here we go.
Yes.
Reminds me why people are so turned off by Pilates. In some studios, you can really feel the intense Pilates energy. Everyone is thin, everyone is wearing matching outfits, everyone probably has the same exact water bottle. It can be so much that sometimes it feels like I'm in a Stepford Wives movie. And after being in 2 different
She's not
types
wrong.
of Pilates environments, realize that it's not the sport or it's not the exercise that's me. It's really people
studio
that are
and
me. It's more important to find a studio that fits your vibe and your energy and you feel comfortable than being in a place where you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes studios want that vibe. They want that exclusivity. They want people not to feel welcome and not fit in. And some studios welcome everyone and you feel completely comfortable. You don't have to worry about anything and the instructor's actually helping you. I feel like the most important thing is finding a studio that actually works for you, matches your vibe, and where you feel comfortable and confident. Because I love Pilates and I'm gonna keep doing it until I'm 70 and I'm not gonna let any
She
mean
can do it
girl
past
vibes
70.
stop me.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, and you know,
Good
a
message.
A business, can we just say a business is not going to survive if they're like, we want to be exclusive and make people feel like shit. So, it's a shame she feels that way because you would hope that
But
anybody.
come on, we know there's studios around the world and, in bigger cities especially that do thrive on being,
yeah.
culty a little bit. And
Yes,
if
and kinda
that's what they
show-offy,
want to
too.
do, that's fine. But I would like to hope that we don't feel like that. And listen, it is kind of culty.
Have you seen the guy that's on Instagram that does like, he gets down on the floor and he's teaching reformer and he's doing, I wish I could come up with the name of it.
I don't know what you're talking
He's literally like, he's so evocative of like something on stage. He's like an animal crawling through the room and teaching them stuff. And I'm like, wow. What do you? Anyway, he's insane.
This seemed like a side gig.
No,
Maybe we could. I don't know where to go with that.
No, it's the same thing. It's just like he's a show off. You know, this guy's a show
Got it.
off. He's like, it's about me. It's not about you on the reformer that I'm trying to teach you how to do it. Watch how cool I can move off the reformer to show you your stuff. And I'm like, and he's got a ton of followers. So what am I saying?
Well, that's the thing. There is I think a want for both of these things. I think there is a want for some type of people to want to go into a studio and see a type of performance, and maybe that allows them not to, whatever it is, to get out of themselves, to not have to work out as hard, whatever. I think, Soul Cycle and the fact that their trainers are famous, just like celebrities, I think speaks to this concept that you want to be at the place where the most elite or the most popular people are. That's just a human nature thing. And so therefore I can see if that's happening at Pilates studios, that's the rap
I just don't think it does not have longevity to it. Yes, it's a cool trend and good luck in the long run, because I don't think in the long run people are going to want to keep going back to this studio. But maybe I'm completely wrong, but I banked my business for the last 18 years on the fact that community is more important than anything. And I don't care if you can do a push-up or you can't even stand at the bar, I will be right there behind you, protecting you and encouraging you.
And if she doesn't know your name, don't take it personally. You just don't know anybody's name.
I don't. But you know what? At the end of the day, they know I know who they are.
I know.
And that's important.
Right.
And so to me, this is all short-lived and this is all performative and it is all TikTok and a lot of Instagram as well. But it's not going to make it in the long run. Okay. Let's see more.
I have a genuine question. Why do some Pilates classes just give the worst mean girl energy? So it's nothing against this particular studio. I think it was more so the instructor experience, because I do like the studio. I've gone another time. But when I walked in for this particular class, the instructor did not look at me. She did not greet me. I wasn't even sure I was checked in. And I honestly didn't even know she was the instructor until she started teaching the class. And it was early in the morning, so I try to give a little bit benefit of the doubt. But as someone that is taking their time, their energy, their money to go to a...
Yes.
I've got to interrupt this one. Greatest experience I've ever had was at Tracy Anderson. I was with Clary. We walked in. We had an instructor. She looked in the mirror we had a private training session. This was like 20 years ago. We probably spent $250 for the two of us a piece to spend 30 minutes with a woman that stared at herself and didn't say a word to us, nor did she say a word about the workout. She just started working out. We were supposed to keep up with her. This is what this reminds me of. I am sad to hear that's still going on. Keep going.
That's going on. I don't know why you don't think it's going on.
I did, because I would.
We've all been to a studio where the woman or man is just standing up there full of themselves.
Right. And
that.
And that is one of the first things you teach our people.
I know. Well, and I'm just like, we're doing a teacher training and everybody's watching this. Hang on, let me get back to...
But as someone that is taking their time, their energy, their money to go to a Pilates class, which is not the cheapest thing in the world, I would have definitely appreciated if she at least checked me in, at least said good morning, at least acknowledged my presence. And it really just turned me off. And I really have not had that experience with yoga classes or other fitness classes. But sometimes these Pilates classes, I don't understand what it is, but sometimes there's just mean girl energy. Has anyone else experienced this?
That's sad.
Okay, that's a little bit of gaslighting, because I have been to different methodologies of fitness. I mean, Soul Cycle, I honestly have never even been to Soul Cycle, but I know that there's a performative nature, or these people would not be, on screen and, have written books and do all these things. So I take offense of it's just a Pilates thing. It is an instructor.
I've been in yoga. I've been in yoga where preening was the main word here. Preening about the room, and looking at themselves in the mirror and, talking about, the wholeness of life while they check their biceps. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
So it's not, I mean, I don't know where, this is not just Pilates. I think there is something interesting going on here though. Pilates is again, everything comes back. So popular right now. And people want to criticize it. And I guess I get that. But,
well, I mean, if someone's experience is that they experienced mean girl energy, then they did.
Experienced it, right?
And here's the deal. There are 35 people in this room, for example, and I know that person number 1 out of 35 and person number 34 out of 35 over here might not be best friends. They might not have an energy vibe. They might be in different generations or whatever. We experience things all day long where we walk past somebody who's having a bad day or whatever's going on, or we're just different, and there is a vibe or an energy from that person that comes off.
Right.
Maybe it's a group. I would encourage groups of people who are working out to be friendly and not exclusive, but we can't be responsible for every other human, but we can be responsible for the energy that we put out.
Exactly.
And what our trainers put out. And
if you're putting out a pretty tough class, they're not going to have time to do all that finger pointing anyway.
Next, I don't like this.
If you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. You shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
Mind you, I just
Okay. There's no weight limit. We do not have a scale at the front door. What? What? 200 pounds?
Now this is what I feel is the people doing these posts being performative and gaslighting, and that's
bullshit.
Talk about mean girls Pilates. That's
a mean girl.
Like what? And then I can't figure out the difference between reality and satire on a lot of these things. So my daughter, I'm going to segue a little and loop back. So my daughter yesterday showed me TikTok or something that her friend had done, and I didn't know that her friend had hundreds of thousands of followers, and she got TikTok notoriety or famous because she did a very satirical dressed in Roller Rabbit with like a Dior bag she was kind of bitching about her family trip as she was getting ready with me about how bad it was going to be. But in the meantime, she was just making fun of other influencers. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. If I had just seen that one off, I would not have known that she was doing a satirical thing. It was just going to look like this was a rich girl who was bitching about going to Hawaii. And then my daughter was like, no, this is my friend who's being funny. And that's how all of it goes.
So you think that's what this girl was doing?
No, not at all. I'm just saying it's so hard to all these quips and snippets and
everybody's looking for notoriety on TikTok or Instagram, period. Let's just be honest here.
So let's get back to the point. She just said if you're 200
let's go with the 200 pounds. And
holy shit. This is awful.
What was the other thing? There was 200 pounds. And if you had a pooch.
Yeah, if you're a Pilates instructor, not a pooch, a gut.
Yeah. Well, let's just say, in my experience, as a matter of fact, I would welcome anybody overweight or, even obese, whatever. This is where you need to be. I'm your people, right? Don't you agree with that?
Of course I agree. I don't want to defend myself anymore. I want to shut this girl down. I want to know what makes this person sit in her car with all her makeup on and give a shit about who else is in her Pilates class.
Maybe she's like the satirical, maybe she's looking for followers. These people are looking for clickbait. They want to be the next viral thing.
If you're sitting in a Pilates class or studio or on a machine and you care so deeply that someone next to you shouldn't be there, like why?
Yeah, just don't go.
Why?
Right.
Is she concerned that they're going to get hurt?
Yeah.
Or does it mar the exclusivity?
Yeah. And is there anything to this mean girl thing? I mean, because Pilates is really a big thing now. And, again, I'll say we're not just Pilates, but we're talking about people going to reformer classes. They literally are having them in Paris fashion shows. They're having reformers and performers getting on them and doing these things. And I'm like, what is it about that? And it is these trim, slim, beautiful ballet again, Pilates comes from, its roots is in ballet. It's in the, let's stretch and, really get lots of flexibility and strengthen, your body if you're a ballet dancer. So maybe that's it. As far as, being exclusive, it doesn't cost any more really than going to Barry's, honestly. Even these reformer classes, I'm surprised what some of the big box gyms can charge. I remember when I was teaching on the equipment, I was expensive, very expensive, because it's equipment. It's a lot. You've got to know what you're doing. But is there a point? Is there something to this?
That we're a damaged society.
Yeah.
I mean, that something like movement and exercise can become such a fiery thing when really it's just supposed to increase endorphins and make you healthier and feel better and create a sense of community.
I also think it's a generation. I'm interrupting. I think it's a generation. I think it's these, sorry, Gen Xers. I just do. I mean,
what about? Tell me more.
Well, I think they have grown up. They're that generation that's growing up with TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
And it's not real if it's not on TikTok, right?
And it's not real if we don't look like everybody else.
Yeah. And so I need to make a point about who I am. You need to follow me. And so I'm going to go do this because mommy and daddy are paying my way. I'm sorry, Gen Xers, I really am, because my favorite, Gen Z. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you Xers, you're old now. Sorry about that, Gen Z. Because my grandchildren are all Gen Z, and I love all that. But we got new trainers that are Gen Z, right?
Right.
And yeah.
Okay, so change happens. Like,
yeah,
I get it. Every generation thinks they're better than the one that follows.
Right.
Right. This is just how it's gone for the millennia.
Right.
And we generally look at it and go, well, this is the worst generation ever. They are just doomed. And so all that aside, just being non-judgmental about it, the fact is they have a platform. And the platform is driven by an algorithm that pushes things out to create more noise and mess around certain topics. And if you hashtag or talk about or caption Mean Girl Pilates, and you keep that going, then you get more and more. And I don't fault anybody for going, more is more, let's keep going. And the moral of the story is, I don't know what. Like, what do we do with this?
It's interesting because our social media girl, who is amazing and she's quite good, at the beginning, she was trying to get me to do some things that felt really stupid and uncomfortable. Right. And I said, look, my whole point here is that I am actually authentic and I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. She goes, but people on social media are stupid and they want stupid. Okay, I just called her out. But anyway, the point being is true. People don't want
let's reframe
depth, and they don't really want. Yeah. They really don't. They want this sort of silliness. I mean, you look at, who do I love more than you? I mean, nobody, of course. But my granddaughter, Gen Z, I mean, she comes out and she does these poses like her friends and your daughters do. And I'm like, why are they all doing these poses? And you said the other day, because the other people that are the influencer, they're just copying
They're looking,
them.
We've always...
And it makes it look stupid.
Okay, let's not use the word stupid anymore.
Okay, well, anyway.
We could take that out.
No.
It's stupid to you. In your opinion, you don't value this.
I don't value airheadness.
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. But what a younger generation is doing is looking up to the generation above them.
Right.
So when you have a 13-year-old looking up to 20-year-olds,
right,
then they're going to mimic that. We did when we were growing up. It just wasn't so viral and provocative and trendy in every
and on film
city. Right. For
it wasn't on film. And if we did it, we didn't get kudos for it. Like, what if you got instant feedback?
Exactly.
By just posing and looking like somebody else, and everybody immediately started following you and giving you great comments. I think I'd be doing that too at their age. And so it's just a fascinating thing that this trend, it's just gone viral. And I think it just started with somebody doing this kind of a thing.
Well, the other part of this is approval. And so I don't really know how it works on TikTok, but on Instagram, approval, hearts, comments. And when I look at my daughter's feed, the same person will post 3 or 4 comments. And it's like, I love you. You're on fire. You're the best. And like, what doesn't fuel you more?
That feels really authentic.
Secondarily, exactly, when we don't really know actually how to care or compliment or reconfirm somebody, when we're just spewing blah, 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 you're cute, love you, you're the best.
Can I
then
just stop
we're
right
going to
here?
lose the ability.
It's important for me to say this about my granddaughter and your daughter. I think they're amazing. I really do, because I just realized I was kind of throwing them maybe under the bus there, but your point being correct. I just wanted to say that because these kids they're doing the best they can.
Right, and that's why I don't want us to use terms like stupid or airheaded, because that's just judgment from an outside group onto another group. And it doesn't help, even though that is our opinion of it. I think that comes from a place. It comes from a place of concern and worry about what they're having to go through.
But it's giving them that reinforcement to continue to continue to be
this way. However you judge it.
Shallow. Somebody else, inauthenticity.
Right.
And by the way, we talked about this the other night at dinner. Everybody, I don't care what generation you're in, if it was in the 1900s, 1800s, you were trying to be liked when you are 10, 11, 12, 16, 17.
It's not a new
want
feeling.
to be accepted. They have just got a really fiery way to get in there. So, but back to the Pilates thing,
Let's watch a new one.
Yeah,
let's watch a new one.
I don't know. Is there one
It's
more?
raising.
I was doing Pilates in Santa Monica, and the instructor asked before class if anyone had any injuries that she should be aware of. I raised my hand and told her quietly that I had a major lower back injury last year, so I would have to be careful with certain positions. She smiled and nodded, and then got back on the microphone and said to the entire class, the great thing about Pilates, ladies, is that Pilates makes you slim, and when you're slim, you don't have lower back issues.
I would start that place on
probably
fire.
get up and leave, and that's so
That's an
terrible.
attack.
That is fucking mean.
That is mean.
When you're slim, you don't have lower back issues.
I have
Wrong.
lower
I've
back
seen a
issues
lot of
right
very
now.
slim women. with
I don't
back
think that's
issues.
true.
That can't
at
be
all.
true.
I think
No,
I do
hurt my
too.
back working out. Like,
Yeah.
And your neck.
yeah.
You hurt your neck, then your back,
Well,
and I said
can I
next to your
just jump
pussy
in?
and your crack. I'm like, damn, girl. Every day, like first day, she was like, I hurt.
I love that. Okay.
What she meant to say, this poor instructor,
You're gonna give her credit?
What she
Let's
meant to
see.
say, unless she really was a bitch,
like she was just a
that
bitch.
Pilates strengthens your core, which helps to reduce any chance of injury to your lower back.
I'm not giving this bitch any
Okay, I'm
credit.
trying to help her out here.
No, don't help her out. What she should have said,
Jesus.
not what she meant to say. What she meant to say was exactly that.
What, that is the meanest thing in the world.
Exactly.
If you were slim, you would not have. It has nothing to do with slim. Zero. We all
Zero.
know that. If y'all don't know that, it has nothing to do with slim.
Yeah.
It has everything to. It's just ridiculous that she would say that. That's
Bonkers.
just mean. People are being mean.
Bonkers.
I think people have lost their minds basically, and now they're just taking it out on people trying to go to Pilates, which I
I was
feel
just
like.
kicked out of a Pilates studio, and I'm going to share with you
She's
why.
kicked
Because I am 90% sure
crying.
it's because I came out as bisexual. I am sharing this with you because I'm mad not for myself. I am a wealthy white woman who's married to a man, and I have 4 children. I have so much privilege in our society. But for everybody else who's having to deal with this in 2025. So I get a call from the owner of the Pilates studio I go to, and I think she's telling me class is canceled. It's not. She's telling me, she said, hey, I've been looking at your social media recently.
What the fuck?
Your values don't align with our studio. We are a safe space. We are a welcoming space. We want everyone, it's sacred here. And I don't think you would make other people feel comfortable.
Because she's bisexual.
And I asked him, like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Can you tell me what it is or what's changed in my social media that's made you have this opinion? And she said, no, I don't want to get into it. Just our values won't align. We're just going to leave it at that. Now, what I share online, I came out this Pride Month, and I was really proud of myself for that. I made like 2 posts about being a bisexual woman, specifically being bisexual and married to a man.
I was going to say.
But I do share some other stuff, so maybe it's that. I share a lot about like how I parent as a Christian mom. I do a lot of foster care advocacy and a lot of veteran advocacy. And maybe you could label it political, and maybe like I'm kicked out because we have different political beliefs. But I'd say really there's like a 10% chance of that, because the only thing that has changed in the last 2 weeks is that I came out as bisexual.
Liz has a question, class.
I'm sorry.
You're more wrapped up in that. How is she bisexual and has a husband and 4 kids?
That's what I'm wrapped up in. I'm
Okay.
like,
All right.
okay, she's upset. But can we just
Sure.
put a pin in the whole thing and go back to I'm bisexual, but I'm really happily married
Well,
to a man?
yeah.
Well, are they have a throuple? Do
I
they have
guess.
another person in the marriage?
I don't know.
Aren't y'all wondering about that one question? I mean,
Yeah,
I can
I
see
do
she's
wanna go.
clearly upset, and
Right.
that's sad. And I believe she really is upset.
I think so. And
Yeah, I don't think
we
that's
don't know. But the
performative.
hardest part for me to hear was the owner say, we are a safe, nurturing space for everyone.
Except
but you.
you.
But you.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that doesn't make
that did not. Yeah,
any sense
so they're
to me.
not. They're not safe and nurturing to everyone. They're safe and nurturing those that they accept, and those they don't accept, they're not safe and nurturing.
I mean, is the owner afraid that she's going to try to make out with her?
That's what I want to know.
Like, what's not safe?
I always wonder what people think about walking in here, like the people that are new. You know, like we got the Sari Raggy stuff on the screen today. We did a great Zoom class with them, and I'm like, they're going, yeah, those are the two. Those are the two that are. They're the ones that are together. I always wonder
what people think.
You know, they're wondering, but you know, it's just funny.
We
It's
just teach the class. and
bisexual.
act
So they're worried
nice.
about the sexuality of this woman. But
That's
I'm worried
really-
about what's going on in her marriage. Sorry. How does she know she's bisexual?
Because she looked at our Instagram and she came out.
So she just, she's sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, like instead
Sharing.
of us being
Got it.
married to men and went, whoopsies, not for us and found each other,
yeah.
she's going, both.
Right. Got it.
That's called bisexual.
bisexual. I think
You just want to know the details
I
specifically.
want to
You got
know
hung
that
up.
I am really into that.
Let's have her on
thing.
the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. And what? Yeah.
Moral
Let's
of the
do
story
have her.
is she was,
she chose a man to marry.
okay, no. In this situation, Liz, she was prejudiced against by a Pilates studio because of her sexuality, period. I disagree with that. But if
Yeah.
someone looked at your Instagram, they would see that we were a couple.
Right.
And they would call you and say, you know what, our values don't
yeah,
align.
you're not allowed.
You can't come in here. It's
Right.
as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple
Right.
as me saying to someone, see that you're a man. I'm not into that. You can't come in here. I mean, it truly is that simple to
That
me.
is crazy.
Right. And I just don't understand why
Whoa.
in a place that does business that is got nothing to do with
With any of that.
sexuality and
Yeah.
politicalness, why any of that even
Right.
comes up. I mean, if
That's
they owned a
sad.
restaurant, would bisexual people not be allowed? Probably.
Well, first of all, again,
know.
I'll go back to the premise. This is not a viable business. This business will not survive.
What?
The business she was thrown out of.
Right.
I mean, you can't be, or you can, or maybe it's in some kind of a cult situation, and it's just those people in the cult or something. But a business can't survive by being that way. You can't,
It's an interesting,
unless she made a move on an instructor and it was bad.
you know, it's happened before.
God, no, it has not. You know, you are adding fuel to the fire that everyone has always wanted to know about me and you. They've always wanted to know.
Did she prey on you?
Did she prey on you? Did she?
No.
Well, I'm going to give y'all the truth. She preyed on me like crazy. But I had to resist you for as long as I could.
You couldn't.
And then I couldn't resist. And, you know,
Anyway.
rest is history. But
I think the topic of fitness as a cult is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what we do, even outside of fitness, not you and I, general people, you as a universality,
Yes.
is cultish because of our tendency to want to be accepted and be.
cult is just a strong word.
I know, and in group, out group. Think of another a
Well, this is-
tribal,
again, this
a
is back to-
community.
This
you
is
can
back
have
to
a
Mean Girls. Mean Girls
community.
do that. You put borders.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That everybody's trying to fit into a group.
Mean Boys.
And I think historically, we're seeing a lot of the mean boys. They have guns, and we see what happens with that.
Yeah. Wow, that is true. All the gunners have been boys.
Let's simplify
How many women
this.
have actually killed people? Is there any women that have shot anybody?
We're going down a path. We're
I'm
going down
sorry.
a path. Let's
I'm
get
sorry.
back. Let's bring it back
Yeah.
to what would make someone, feel so bad about themselves that they're going to talk badly about somebody else. So, for example, the poor bitch who was speaking
poor
badly
bitch.
about a 200-pound person being in Pilates or not. That's just no purpose. Like, that is just rude and mean. And she wants to
That
be
is
in
rude
the,
and
the
mean.
mean
I
girl
can't come up
group.
with-
Or
yeah.
she's projecting something about herself, and I'm not going to worry about her. What I do feel bad for is a woman who's been told not to come up because her values don't align. What I do feel bad for is somebody who goes into a space and feels a negative energy towards them. I think we are.
We've all gone in these spaces before.
Yeah.
That is not a viable business. And whatever.
I'm not trying to judge businesses. Like,
I am. I'm
Okay.
honestly, if you want to, all this.
I'm not wondering why they're still in business. Like, there are people who are fraternizing, patronizing places that are exclusive and have that energy, and it's the why. It's because we're elevating it by talking about it even.
Yeah. I would make ours only bisexual. You have to be deviant behavior in order to
come here.
And by deviant behavior,
Deviant behavior only.
that's what they used to call people that were gay, like
Deviants.
sexual deviants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be a sexual deviant. Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like,
I mean,
as
I don't know what to
usual,
say.
TikTok is super enlightening. And
terrifying,
yeah,
destructive.
And what happened to the whole weren't we going to get rid of TikTok kind of thing because it was like a Chinese spy engine?
Yeah.
Apparently it is.
That was another
because
grab.
They are winning. They are turning us into idiots, literally. So Chinese would be going, yeah, look at those crazy Americans. Yeah.
I
So
don't
what
know.
are we going to do about this mean girl Pilates? Just,
I don't know.
we're just going to laugh at them.
No.
I'm
No.
I'm laughing at him. Who's your favorite one? Is it the favorite one, this 200-pound one, or is it the
I don't have a
bisexual?
favorite of
I
any
mean,
of
the
these.
favorite meaning the worst one. Who's the worst culprit out there that we just saw?
I mean, probably the studio that turns somebody away, because I think the girl won off talking about a 200-pound person shouldn't be in here. That's just shut the fuck up. She did.
Well, yeah, of course she should, and she shouldn't get a job anywhere. If I had seen now, this other thing, TikTok lives, and so if you're going to hire her for something else, you can say, "Let me see your social media," and check it out, and then you go, "Well, that's not going to work."
Right. So use that as a
And the truth is,
warning.
the social media does sort of like show who you are, whether you want to or not. Even
That's
if you're
right.
trying to be inauthentic, which most of them are on TikTok, they're going to
Instagram
show who they
also.
are. Yeah, Instagram, all of them. I
All
think
of
if
it.
you want to go to the pit of despair, get on Facebook. I'm sorry. Remember in The Princess
Oh my
Bride, he goes,
God.
"I'm going to throw you in the pit of despair." That's Facebook. These people have got the worst lives ever. They're like, holy shit, you talk about conspiracy theories. You want to find out?
I don't want to know. That's why I'm not on Facebook.
The problem with me is all the people that I went to high
Are
school
your
with,
generation.
my generation, I'm on it because it goes everybody plugs in. I think my Instagram plugs into Facebook. It plugs into, what's that other one that starts with an A? And it plugs into TikTok.
And this doesn't need to go on. Like, we have an ex-trainer who all she does is go around and talk about shit about the studio and how we're all so inauthentic. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
but
the
that's her.
unauthentic
That's her.
one.
Well, so yeah, let's end
So
on-
what are we going to
Yeah.
do, since I can't do anything about this rabbit hole that we're in?
Yeah, so we're going to
Wow.
stay in our own
Lane.
rabbit here hole. This is the community of acceptance. This is the community where if Halloween's coming, which it is coming, we haven't come up with our theme yet. But Jane Fonda, we worked you, girl. We worked you hard for about 3 straight years. We're going to go into something else this year. But our whole point here is everybody really is welcome. And we don't have to say that because they know it when they walk in the door. They're greeted. The person at the desk, the teacher on the floor, generally I watch our clients greet these people that come in. And
Right.
The regulars are they understand that the people who are walking in the door are like, oh shit, I've heard this is pretty challenging. And they're like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Here's the weights. Here's the stuff. I mean, and we're going to have here one off and here and there, but if I ever heard word one or even saw an attitude of exclusivity or I don't want to be by her, there would be consequences. I've never had to do that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope not. And I just can stick to my guns about what I do and what I try to help the trainers do is everybody comes in here and they've got their own shit going on. It's hard enough to make time for yourself, to pay for yourself to come up the stairs and work out and know it's going to be hard. So you're greeted with a smile and you're encouraged throughout class. Our job is to keep you safe, to help you grow in strength, to care about your life, to be here for whatever you need. So that's the end of the day on that is all that I can do, and hope that no one considers us mean girl Pilates.
They
and
don't.
that if you do, tell me.
If you do,
let's
then
put that to
call
rest.
me up on the phone right now because we are.
Oh God, please don't.
Yeah. We are. Yeah.
Can of worms.
Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, there's not a mean vibe in this room.
Well, and then I will, segue that. There's a hard no for mean girl energy. There is awareness, and I can acknowledge that we're not always for everybody, because what we do preach is find a workout that you enjoy, that does make you feel good. Maybe whatever circumstance you're in, if you give this a try, if you give us a try, if you give anybody a try, that you come with an open mind, first of all, and that if it's not for you, that I understand
and
that.
we support you going to the place. That's you made the point. It is always about the place where you find joy, and where you find that joy of moving your body and feeling good about yourself, then you're in the right place. If this is not the right place for you, go to that next place. But find that the way you're going to be healthy and well is to be enjoying what you're doing and enjoying the vibe wherever you are. If you're just trying to compete or, whatever, go somewhere else.
Right. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
No,
my God. So enlightened and so disturbed all at once.
I know.
This
Wow.
was an interesting exercise, but I think
This
great.
was fun, Kristen.
Well done,
is you.
Kristen.
Yeah, you brought the TikTok into the room.
Holy cow.
I mean, hey. So no wonder I'm not on. I'm not a scroller of TikTok, even though I'm on it. I don't do it. I just
Good for you.
I'm so
You better
I'm
than
so
me.
evolved. I'm so evolved.
Lord have mercy. All right, let's wrap it. Love
All right.
you.
I
Love you, love you,
too.
love you.
See
Have
you
a great
soon.
day.
See you in the studio. Wow. Good vibes only. No, just kidding. Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.